स्टार्ट हो गया क्या?
हाँ
अपने को मालूम है ना, लास्ट पॉडकास्ट में आपने को पॉडकास्ट का नाम भी मालूम नहीं था. We're doing a podcast. अच्छा, okay. So welcome to the Future podcast number 2. I'm Som Saraf.
Vicky, Viraj.
So Viraj is a new addition. He's our author. He's the author at our website. Go check out our website. Link in description. So let's just jump into the first topic. And this topic was sent in by Anush70_07. He wanted us to talk about the Range Rover Velar, and I mean the Range Rover Velar is like I think it's the best looking SUV right now. It is. I mean, no doubt. What about you?
The Urus looks, as an SUV, I would prefer the Urus.
Okay, yeah, the Urus. Yeah, we forgot about the Urus.
But I think like the car has some pretty good tech. Like on the steering wheel, they have these touch controls,
Yeah, touch.
which can help you navigate the infotainment system. I think that's much better than
Yeah.
like turning your hand and really taking your hand off
Yeah.
the steering. So their safety tech is pretty good. The SUV does look really well. You can't really rank it down, but
I
those
mean,
are my
for me,
thoughts.
like the Urus is very like aggressive, brash.
yeah.
The Velar is like elegant and
So I have some kind of like I got some opinions though, but speaking of design language, as I always speak of design language of all the cars, Velar and Urus, they're like design aspect, they're like poles apart. So the Urus is, as you said, it's a very aggressive DNA of the Lamborghini itself, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how Urus has been designed, but Urus is naturally fastest SUV in the world for now. But considering the SUV's like purpose point of view, I would prefer Range Rover over the Urus.
Yeah, I mean, even like the
Purpose.
price point is huge.
Yeah.
I
The
mean,
Urus is what? $300,000.
yeah, the Urus
And
is
the Velar goes from 110, from 80 to 110.
yeah, 80 to 110.
Yeah. With what I like, the price range that Velar offers, the features that Velar offers for this price range is like phenomenal, because
Yeah.
I am like completely in love with that car. Urus is naturally it's like a different step apart, step again, step up. So
But you're right about like the use of the Urus compared to the use of
Yeah.
the Velar. They're very well set up in their price
I
points.
mean, I think so. Like the thinking that went behind the Urus is like that if you have the like a money to buy a Lambo, but you have like a whole family, you would go for the Urus because you still want to say like I own a Lamborghini.
yeah,
So
right.
I think Velar is like a proper workhorse.
I agree, but I think there's a difference. I think Lamborghini made this car to sort of like they wanted to diverse their segment in the
Yeah,
market to make sure like because there's the Bentayga right now, the Cullinan is coming up, Rolls-Royce Cullinan, it's coming up, and I think Lamborghini
Even the
wanted
Ferrari
to say,
FPV.
there's a rumor, right?
Yeah, there's
and
a
I think
rumor.
Urus is one of the first ones to say, okay, so we're a class apart and we're trying to do something else.
Yeah.
And I think the Urus is, apart from that, the Urus is probably made to get a set a faster lap on the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
While the Range Rover, you
That's
can have fun with it.
That's what I'm saying. Range Rover now if
I mean,
if
like
Range
the
Rover
R
comes
model
up.
is damn nice. The R model, right? The
Velar,
Velar R.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Now, if
damn
Range
nice.
Rover comes up with like a sports car, obviously it wouldn't stand out like the Lamborghini, because Lamborghinis already have captured the market for so many years now. The Lamborghinis and Ferrari, so they're like already like up in the game. So for now, Lamborghinis are pretty new in the SUV segment. The Range Rover is already like hit that mark of the SUVs. So you pick up any Range Rover SUV and you just can't compete about the purpose. So
Yeah.
me personally, if you're giving me a choice between a Lamborghini, the Lamborghini Urus and the Range Rover Velar, even if I got like 4 crores in my hand, I don't, but still, even if
But
I
I
had,
think so in
I'd go
India,
for Range
the
Rover.
Velar is quite expensive. It is like
Yeah,
1
yeah.
crore or 2
Expensive.
crore.
I agree.
Yeah,
But there's a risk, right? In India, if you buy the Velar, you know that it's going to be, let's not call it luxurious, but it's going to be modest in its comfort. Like you know every pothole won't kill your back.
Yeah.
While the Urus, it's a sports SUV, so it probably is set up for the track,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that can have a trade-off on the comfort of the car, which
Oh
is
yeah, speaking about the Urus, one of my friends went to the launch, so we might add some footage of it over here or somewhere else on Instagram. So go check out at the Drivers Hub on Instagram.com. Sorry, can I just say at the Drivers Hub on Instagram? Yeah,
Instagram.
Instagram.
Messed up. Okay.
Okay, so you want to jump into the second one?
Yeah.
And this is going to be a very heated topic now. What
Oh.
is a hypercar for you?
Okay, so I got this basic difference between a hyper and a supercar. Hypercar for me is that like now, now there's a car which has got like the top end tech. They haven't designed the car for the customers, keeping the price point as a major factor. They just put in the latest tech and the latest new gen designs and all stuff, and this it's like the best of the R&D that they can provide, and they just sell off to the customers. And if they're like, okay, to buy it, they buy it. But a I don't know how to explain it, but supercar on the other hand is like a Gallardo, for example. Like they got a fixed price, like they keep the budgeting point of view, and according to the budget, they cut down technology and bring it to the thing. That's what I
Yeah.
believe.
So you're
It's
saying
supercar.
a hypercar is like the R&D or the design department going nuts, while the supercar is more of something that it can help
the
you
shaped
keep
up
your accounts.
versions, yeah,
It can help you keep your accounts and you can keep the business going. That's what.
Yeah.
better.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
What about you?
That's what I would say.
I think you'd go first because mine really builds off.
Okay.
that, but
So for a hypercar for me is a car. Like there are two definitions for me for a hypercar. A hypercar is a car that has like the latest technology, like next gen technology, and it like that technology later gets trickled down into like smaller and cheaper cars. Or else the second definition for me is performance, like pure raw performance, like lap times, 0 to 60. I don't know what else comes into performance. What else like G forces and stuff like that. So that basically that's a hypercar for me. What about you?
for me, I think it's about the feeling.
Okay.
Like knowing that they've spent millions and millions of dollars on the R&D, or knowing that the kind of performance it has, like 1,500 horsepower in a car is ridiculous, right? So knowing, I think all of these things give you a feeling, and that's what you spend that kind of money for. It's, I mean, yeah, you could obviously argue that a hypercar is something above which can do under 3 seconds, 0 to 100 kph, 0 to
So I
60
think
kph.
a lot of cars, like even like a BMW M5 with like proper tires can do like.
Yeah. So I think that's what I'm saying, right? It's about the feeling, right? Because you get an M5, you get a Lambo Aventador S, and then you get a Chiron. Right? You call anyone, everyone's gonna pick the Chiron based
Yeah,
off
yeah.
like non-financial matters. So I think it's the feeling.
Yeah.
That's the most important factor when you buy a hypercar. And
Right.
obviously
The
they
feeling
tailor.
comes when you get the best of technology and the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
of designs.
Yeah, like it's
So
like
we
when
are
you know that you have the latest.
Yeah,
the latest tech.
It naturally becomes the best that they can offer, and it's like the best feeling you can ever have.
Okay, another sub question for this is the Aventador categorized as a hypercar?
I would personally say it's not.
It's a supercar, if I'm not wrong.
No, I think it's a hypercar.
Yeah, it's a supercar for me.
Supercar.
The sports, super, and then the hyper. That's how cars
Yeah,
are made.
Yeah, so I think so right now if you like want like a car based on performance, so it's like sports car, super car, and then like a hypercar.
Yeah, so
But
the sports car would be like a
Mazda Miata.
a Miata, right?
Yeah.
And then super sports would be Camaro, something like that. Dodge Camaro.
Yeah, you can say that.
Then a supercar, a proper defined supercar,
Like a
would be
Huracan,
458, 488,
488,
Huracans.
yeah.
But
Gallardo.
I think Gallardo, obviously the Gallardo, but
Can.
Like, love the Gallardo.
I don't know, like baby Lambos, like
It's a Huracan.
but I think
now,
on
but then I already had a thing for Gallardo.
Sorry for the audio, by the way.
Yeah.
and I think the stuff like the McLaren SLR, the Mercedes McLaren SLR,
Yeah.
or the Aventador S, and maybe the Aventador, they're on the border, but I don't think
Yeah,
they're
I
there
mean, yeah,
yet.
that's right. See now, if you think about it, the Aventador came out like the LP700-4. It came out in 2011, if I'm not wrong. And when it came out, I can't think of a single car that could beat it around a track. You
I'm
can
sorry,
argue
I missed out. Which car is that?
Aventador.
Yeah,
It's
Aventador,
first gen
okay.
Aventador.
Yeah.
Like when it came out in
The
2011.
orange, the red orange
Yeah.
bull.
So when it came out in 2011, I don't think a car was faster in the half mile than it. Or around a track. You can argue the 458 can go around like a smaller, more tight track. But like on the Nürburgring, I think so the Aventador, like the normal Aventador, could like kill a 458 Italian pieces because of its grip and whatever. So when you think about that, you think like the Aventador is a hypercar. Like now people say the Pagani Huayra is a. What is a Pagani Huayra for you?
That's a straight up hypercar.
I don't. I mean, see, I compare the Aventador with the Huayra. because they both have V12s. They both produce.
Yeah, see, but like that's according to your definition, right? You define it as the trickle down of technology and performance, right?
Right.
For me,
What about a Centenario or a Veneno?
Centenario hypercar,
Hypercar.
Veneno hypercar, Egoista hypercar. But I think for the Huara, right, it's like I don't know. In some review video, they said that the Huara sounds like an airplane taking off.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because
Right, that's not
as
something-
it's a turbo engine.
Yeah, that's not something Lamborghini does, and I think that's like a whole new feeling.
Yeah.
So back to being.
And also, if I'm not wrong, I think Pagani Huayra is the best at
handling.
it's the
No,
best
not-
a company can offer. If I'm not wrong. For that company to offer, no?
No.
Pagani Huayra?
Pagani Huayra,
It's still-
it's only one car. Like they don't have any other car.
No, they had a Zonda before. Now they got the Huayra. So like that's
Yeah,
not the
yeah,
best
so-
they can offer, right? They don't have many
So
models
they
to
have
offer.
only one.
So unki hisab se that
Yeah,
is
that is the best
That is
one.
the high one. That's the best for them. So you can't just compare.
No, but I still personally think that performance-wise, an Aventador can compete with stuff. Like even now, the biggest thing that can tell me like the Aventador is a hypercar is that it can keep up with a 980 around a track.
I'm not too sure of that.
You know the 980 did like a 6 minutes 57 around the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
The Aventador did a 6 minutes 59, and on the Motor Trend channel, while they were reviewing the SV, the host Johnny Lieberman, he told like a small backstory about the SV's Nürburgring lap time. So according to him, the SV did that time, obviously with like a semi-slick, like a Trofeo R or
Yeah.
something. It did it in 2 laps, the 6 minutes 59. And like after that, someone from the Volkswagen corporate called up the team of Lamborghini. I told them to shut it down, or else like the 918 price point would drop down.
Yeah.
So like that was a back.
Is that a rumor or is it
That's
straight
what I'm
up
saying,
facts?
right?
I mean, at least the Johnny Lieberman said it on the Aventador SV review. He told me that some Italian spokesperson at Lamborghini told him, and then it trickled down.
But I mean, like the Porsche, right? According to your definition, yeah, the Aventador is a hypercar because it's extremely flamboyant. It's a
Yeah.
very, very impressive car for what it is and what Lamborghinis come down to. I mean, you hear all these broadcasters talk about Lamborghinis, and they're basically going to show. They try to tell you their near-death experiences in Lamborghinis,
That's
and like coming from that to doing lap times, fastest lap times on the Nürburgring, they've come far, but. I don't know. I think a Lamborghini is something like a hyped up drug dealer would buy. Like you make some money and then
Yeah.
because you gotta show that you're on that you're that close to death. Maybe it's that for me.
Yeah, but like now the lines between like a supercar and a hypercar are also like blurring out.
Yeah, they're very vague and
Yeah, now at least they're very big. Like a Huracan Performante can do like a 6 minutes 52, and
Yeah.
a 918 can do a 6 minutes 57. The GT2 RS did a 6 minute 47 on the Nürburgring.
but then according to his definition of a hypercar, right? Then the Huracan wouldn't pass because the Huracan
Yeah, it doesn't, it
it's
doesn't.
made to sell. It's made
yeah,
to
yeah,
like make
I completely
money.
agree. A
See,
Huracan Performante
perform-
isn't a hypercar. Completely agree. It's like
I
a
never said Huracan.
super
No,
track
but you
focused.
said that like the Gallardo is not a hypercar, right? And the
No,
Huracan-
it's the Gallardo, the Huracan, the Huracan is a replacement of the
Gallardo,
Gallardo,
yeah.
right? So the Huracan in for now, Huracan is the supercar for
it's the supercar.
it's supercar for them.
Yeah.
It's not hypercar, right?
Yeah, so that's what I'm
That's
saying.
what
Like
I'm saying.
according to your
Hypercar
definition, it
is-
wouldn't go.
Ganinos and those guys are the hypercars. So not.
Wait, are the Egoistas even made, or is there?
No,
is
there's
there
only
concept-
one Egoista.
Yeah,
It's
a
in the
concept, no?
museum. It's a concept. Doesn't
Yeah.
doesn't have a.
But
Machine car.
think about it. The Urus, I think they came out in 2008 or 11. They
the,
showed the concept.
the concept, yeah.
Yeah.
And it took them a while to come up. Maybe I don't know if they're waiting for the market, like to
I
show
think so.
up
They
or-
waited for the market only, yeah. Because now you can see, right? Like a 488. I personally don't think a 488 is as fast as a Huracan Performante.
It's not. The
Yeah.
488 is.
So
something-
I mean, there's like Lamborghini are starting to slowly, so like kick Ferrari aside,
Yeah.
and like they have the main market right now. I mean, if you told me to buy a car of under $500,000, I'd for sure go for like a Performante or Aventador. Not even a 720.
And what do you think of the 812 Superfast?
The 812 Superfast, I mean, I wouldn't buy it as like my only supercar slash hypercar, whatever, super GT.
But do you think it was a viable replacement for the F12?
Yeah, I do. See, the only car that I love in the Ferrari lineup, like seriously, if I had the money, the only Ferrari I would buy is the 812 or like the front engine big V12 line.
Okay.
That's the only one. Yeah.
But I mean, if I was given an option between the 812 and the F12 3DF, I'd go for the 3DF.
No, I would go for the 812.
Because the 3DF has pedigree. It has a huge history behind.
Yeah.
So
even the name TDF, Tour de France. Yeah, that's also very legendary. Okay, now jumping into the next topic, which is the new Mercedes design language. Okay, so the new Mercedes design language started from the new CLS.
2018 CLS.
The 2018 CLS. And personally, I'm not a big fan of the new CLS. I think so. It looks absolutely disgusting from the front, and the back is like, I don't know. It's like even like the tail light is like cut. I don't know why. It's just bad. What do you think about it?
It's like a German and a Chinese fusion. Like,
You can say that, yeah.
the headlights are like this. See, I'm mostly into I love designing cars, so from a design point of view, again, let's speak up. I didn't like the new A-Class with the CLS design language. I didn't like it at all. It is a pretty stupid.
I mean, people are like putting up renders on the internet.
I thought it was just a graphic render, but I didn't know it was an actual production car.
It is.
But it's a concept, right? It's the viable concept. They're gonna make.
No,
they're probably gonna make
that
that
concept
concept.
already.
Sorry?
The renders you saw, right, which Ali put on the group, they weren't any official way. They were renders by fans.
Renders by fans, but even if Mercedes adopts that design language for the actual A-Class, I don't think A-Class could even
The
survive.
A-Class, I mean, yeah, I agree, but I think for two reasons it wouldn't survive. First of all, they're picking up, like, I understand have you seen the 2016 S-Class and the 2016 E-Class?
Yeah.
There's, like, they have the same, like, tail lights, but they're different. Like, you know by looking at the car that that's more expensive or that's more worthy than this one.
Yeah.
And with the CLS, right, it looks like utter shit.
I think so.
So if it looks like shit and then they put it up, or if it trickle down to the A-Class,
Basically
no one's gonna buy the hotback.
No, and you know, like the design philosophy for Mercedes, at least till the last generation S-Class, was that the design language of the S-Class would trickle down into the lower models.
Yeah.
And now they're doing it with the CLS. I mean,
The new 2018 S-Class looks wonderful, and it would be great if that kind of design comes down to other cars.
The thing about Mercedes is that now, like as I said, every company has their own DNA to trickle down, as someone said. So Mercedes has been known for their like very elegant designs. They're not known for that, except for the AMGs though. I'm not talking about the AMGs. I'm talking about the actual production cars, the normal cars.
The
Mercedes Benz production normal cars. These people can buy, not me, but these people can buy. So, it has a very classy design language. But for BMW, you can see they got a very dynamic stance, a very not aggressive, but it's like a very active stance.
It's passive aggressive.
Passive aggressive.
I agree with that one. That's
true. Audis,
they're more elegant and it's
elegant.
I
laid
say
back.
elegant. I don't think our Audi is like elegant.
They're
I
not
think
elegant.
It looks futuristic.
Yeah,
agree.
it's like more new.
It's like a more of a business.
It's like a chiseled Mercedes, chiseled sharp Mercedes. That's
like when I think about Audi, I can like always like even in like a normal A3 or an A4, I can like see like a businessman wearing like a suit.
Yeah,
like
right. Someone who's clean and
who's
like
clean. Yeah. In a Mercedes, I
everything's
think
well defined.
Yeah.
BMW is more like sporty, but
I
it's
think
still
a
aggressive.
BMW is like a more lean towards the younger generation.
True.
Yeah.
And that's why like they say like Mercedes is for olds and like this.
I agree.
True,
Yeah.
because
Mercedes
is actually a chauffeur-driven car, to be honest. Except for the AMG and GTI, that's what I'm saying. But I don't know why Mercedes is going to the passive aggressive stance of the BM, because it's not there in the at all. It's like as if
It's like a Lambo trying to be a Ferrari.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can't just do that.
You would never buy a Lambo in tan leather and like red.
hell no.
You'd never buy
Hell
a
no.
Lambo. It's like, wait,
Yeah.
I think I'd like to bring something else on. The 2018 Mercedes S-Class, right? It's got Tesla level autonomy.
Yeah,
And
it does.
they have been doing that since the 2008 S-Class, but they haven't gone way too far if you think about it. Because like the 2018, you can drive, and there's a limit to there's a limit on the highway for cruise, but there's a lag, right? Because when you give up your manual control, the autonomous aspect of the car comes to light in a couple of seconds. You still have to keep the pedal down, or you still have to give feedback into the steering. Till then, otherwise it doesn't do much.
Yeah.
Which I don't know, it's kind of disappointing because the car is amazing. Like it has some Maybach level luxuries.
Yeah.
It has like a wireless starter. Like it's things that are out there, but it's just Mercedes doing something that it's pretty cool.
Yeah. True. Okay, now let's talk about something which has been talked about for the last week. It's the BMW M5 Drift Record. So the Drift Record was I don't know like the previous
8 hours.
Yeah.
No, previous one.
I don't know the previous one. I don't know.
No, the new one's 8 hours.
8
The
hours.
old was pretty low, pretty like it was a miles actually, mile record tha wo. So
Yeah.
not wrong.
He did like almost like 2,000 laps of the circle.
Yeah.
If I'm not
It's
wrong.
280 miles or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
That of the
And
old
he
one
did
was
for
79, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, and he did for 8 hours.
Yeah.
So
8 hours
I think
straight
the old
out.
one was 5 hours and this one's 8 hours.
And I think so in the last record, even in the video, right? The BMW spokesperson or like the Guinness World Record spokesperson was saying that the last world record that happened, they were taking gaps in between. Like the car would come back into the pits, they would get fueled up, the tires would change. These guys did it
that
for-
was amazing.
Yeah.
It blew
8
off
hours
my
straight,
mind.
Do you
yeah.
know who broke BMW
I have no
last?
clue.
Okay, because I was wondering, because I don't know a lot of people who enter that territory. You don't want to mess with BMW.
Yeah, in drift,
No reason.
Drift,
Yeah.
no.
Because like the two cars going around, one was the
Parallelly they were drifting together.
I know.
And they're
And
like
that
was
needs
like, you
some
know,
driver skill.
Yeah.
That needs some driver.
some
the person who was refueling had to be very brave.
very
I know.
Because
brave,
one mistake and his
accurate,
hand is gone.
Yeah.
safe.
And they came up with the whole
My God.
technology too.
Yeah, they came up with the whole
refuel.
technology.
They came up with the whole thing. All
Like
the
even in the
answers.
video, right? They were talking about ki, like when the like the last world record that happened, they had a huge like instead of the boot, they replaced it with a huge petrol tank, and that took the car around like for
5 hours.
5 hours.
This time they didn't do that. They're normal street
They got
packaged M5.
Street package
which they
M5s
use.
only the fuel line had changed. They had
The
put,
input
like-
option was
Yeah, the
changed.
input
Yeah.
option. Yeah. So-
And you know what? When I watched the video last night, I watched a video yesterday though. So when I was watching the video, and I was expecting a refuel. Okay, but when the guy was like, okay, all set, let's refuel, and
Even like the thing that they use for it, right? It was super next level.
It
They
actually
put it like this is how you fasten it, and like in like under 30 seconds or something, it
They
puts in
pumped
like
up the
13
entire tank.
Yeah,
30
30,
gallons
14
of
gallons.
I was
of
actually
fuel,
it reminded me of the Need for Speed movie scene. Remember?
Oh yeah, the one.
Oh
where they,
yeah.
The one where they refuel the Mustang.
Yeah,
Mustang
the
on the
Mustang.
Yeah, but I think it's a challenge when you have a huge like a truck and a Mustang. But this is some next level shit.
Because
to
the
do.
Mustang,
parallel.
the Mustang is like steady. It's on a highway.
Yeah,
That's fine.
straight
These guys are like drifting in
And
the
they're on
circle.
water. Like I
Yeah.
understand it's more stable than like oil, but still water is unpredictable.
It
Keep
is
the tires.
unpredictable. Like even if you like put your foot like thoda sa bhi idhar udhar.
It's fine,
And that guy was
Yeah.
that guy was like laughing like, oh yeah, all right, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I
It's
love
like
I
so
love
casual.
BMW's attitude. Like after the thing, they were like, like why would you do like you've seen cars go drifting around circles and like break world record, but that's boring. I mean like that's next level attitude. Like it's like it's cool.
I really like it when manufacturers are like they're playful.
Yeah, they're
Because that's what I think Audi did to Porsche when they quit the.
Oh,
law.
yeah. Oh,
Because
yeah.
They made like a whole advert where there's a
Yeah,
guy on
in
a
front of
tractor
them,
and
yeah.
and like
that was
it's
super entertaining.
it just promotes the spirit, I guess. It's
Yeah, it
everyone
does,
like
it does.
coming together.
Even after I think so, even Audi left the current Le Mans
Yeah.
LMP1 program, right? So even after that, Porsche with the 919 hybrid, they went to the Audi.
Yeah.
Like please come back or something like that. I don't know. Okay, so the next topic is again about the 2018 CLS, but this time we want to talk about it against the Audi A7. So since you know our thoughts on the new CLS, what are your thoughts on the new A7? I've seen the new A7.
I've not seen the news and I've
Okay,
seen the
I'll show you the
17
A7.
A7.
You talk
The
about
A7, I'd say it looks
2018?
2018. It looks very good. It's got that like you said, the sharp kind of look to the whole body, and It's like a general Audi, but I think they have OLED headlights and like the whole fancy dancing thing that all
Yeah.
most of the cars are doing.
The Audis are always like they boast about that technology of the head and the light technology. Always, always. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably they're good at it, but it's getting too much of the light. Most.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
no, but this one is.
This one is outrageous.
It is outrageous. Like the tail light thing.
Oh.
It's got
now
it's
now
split
you're
into
talking
three, right?
Audi. Now you're talking Audi.
It's split into three, right? If I'm not
Yeah.
wrong. There's a center one, there's left, right.
Yeah,
Left,
yeah.
right
And like
is
the thing is like when you lock the car, it goes like.
yeah,
something
the
like
whole
that.
thing
I think so
moves.
we'll put like some footage of it right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
So.
This
And-
one's really good.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Like, I admit.
I think I really like the lines on the new Audi.
Yeah.
Good.
It look damn nice.
There's one which goes all the way across. It looks very good.
So I think this the new 2018 design language is inspired from the S5 and the A5.
I'm not sure about the A5, but S5 definitely.
Yeah, because the S5 even for launch. Because Audis have been known for a very specific design curve which they have.
On the tail lights, right?
The tail lights.
The tail lights of the S7 have been seen in the A7.
Yeah, and also
Yeah,
the
yeah.
side, the entire line goes on the sides, over the doors
And,
the
and
motor.
that same line leads onto the tail lights.
Yeah.
That's the thing in the
Yeah,
S7.
that's like a standard design language of Audi for all lines.
It's going to be much more difficult to like set them apart now.
Now they got two lines running up. Now this is
So they've got the S7, the A7, and the RS, right? The
Yeah.
RS is still a thing. So the A7 is consumer level, the S7 is more sporty, and the RS
But I
is
must say
Small,
that
yeah.
the new design language is much more polished, more refined than
Yeah.
the previous language. I was somehow
I see. In terms of like performance, like when you think about the like Audi A7, it competes with like a 6 Series, the CLS, what else does it compete? Panamera, something like that. So it's like in between like a medium-sized luxury saloon and like the top-end luxury saloon. It's like a sportier alternative.
a sportier coupe.
Yeah. So in that range, I always the A7 line was always like very appealing to me for some reason.
And didn't BMW try that with the GT? But they're gonna come back and add it to the A series, by the way.
really.
Have you seen the
yeah,
8 series?
yeah.
One of the small.
Oh, the 8 series. Oh,
They're gonna.
The new, I'm very excited about the new M8.
I agree.
I am very
The
excited.
8 series is gonna be top level saloon sporty, and
Yeah.
the M is. I think the M has 2 seats and.
No, they call it like the last one, the 6 Series, right? They had like a 4-door version of the M6, like
Yeah.
the Grand Coupe. So yeah,
It's gonna be. They're gonna have it like a similar plan. Like the normal 8 series will have 4 seats. The M6 or M8 will have 2 seats, and the Grand Coupe will have 4 seats.
okay. A clear question, just like just a question to answer. I want to see your opinions. Okay, question to all three of us. If given a choice between an M6, BMW M6, the A7, the new A7, Audi A7.
I don't think you can compare. Like,
Yeah, you
the
can't
M6.
compare M6 and
You
M7.
can.
No.
Oh, well,
Choose the S7.
Like in the old.
Oh yeah, the S7, not the A7. S7, sorry, S7. The M5, the S7, and the rest could be from the Mercedes.
CLS.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I think so right now.
CLS is
what
out of the window, right?
Yeah.
The CLS is completely out.
I
of the
don't
window.
Okay, so
like
Merc or BM? Which one will you take? M6 or the S7? Which one will you pick up? Merc.
M6.
Audi.
S7.
BM.
S7. I'm sorry, S7.
M6.
M6 hasn't been updated in a long time.
I know. I'm waiting for the new RS7.
Yeah.
The right car to compare with the M6 is the RS7.
Yeah, I agree.
So
But the S7 isn't bad.
it isn't
The
bad.
S7 is
Blue's
good.
that
The
bad.
S7 is really good. I must agree. But if I had a choice, I'd still go for the M6 because I personally feel the BMW provides like a very distinguishable driving pleasure and driving performance that you feel that, and it's
And I love the design language behind the M6. It's like they've gone to like Pontiac's formula. you
Yeah,
can say.
yeah, yeah.
It's like it's lower, it's wider, it's more longer.
stars,
And I love the M6
very-
Grand Coupe. I won't go for the regular M6. I'd go
Yeah.
for the
I
Grand
agree, it's a great car, but if you compare it to the S7, it becomes a bit.
the S7
It's
offers
old versus
a lot
new,
of
I think.
features. Totally.
I'm either RS or nothing. I love the new the old RS7.
Yeah.
I love the exhaust note, everything.
The old RS7 was a good competitor for the R8, by the way.
Yeah, it was. I've heard we have good contact in the Audi showroom, so even the marketing manager at Audi says that people return their R8s for an RS7 because it's more comfortable and
Yeah,
gives
the
same-
RS7 4 seats, it's much more comfortable. I think it's got like heated seats and stuff. And
Yeah.
that's a good feature
And
for
the
cars.
acceleration
made
levels
for
are
sport. They're
almost
similar.
the same. Yeah.
The R8 is just more of a supercar.
Yeah,
Or
it is
maybe
a
a super
supercar.
sports, not a supercar.
I call it a supercar.
Yeah.
I called something like a TTRS a super sports car. So now the next subject is about. I mean it's a lot of people haven't talked about this car. It's about the new Aston Martin Vanquish Zagato shooting brake.
Oh, I know that one. Yeah.
You know
The
that
Zagato
one,
was
right?
the key to.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
looks phenomenal.
It does. Like they came out with like a whole line of Zagato Vanquishes.
Yeah.
The Roadster, the Coupe,
Shooting brake.
the shooting brake.
They came up with it 2014.
2015, I think.
Yeah. But
There's another one in between which has like a Targa style designing. I don't remember. the
but
name.
the taillights on
Oh.
Zagato look very, and in red it looks amazing. It
does
does
look
look
amazing.
Why does it look like some kind of a Ferrari?
Zagato.
Actually it does look like a GT.
I agree, I agree.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Look at this. It
No,
does.
this isn't the one.
Wait, this one, right?
It looks
That's the
something,
Coupe.
that looks like something from the GTA.
Zagato. That's what I'm talking about, right?
No, a Zagato shooting brake.
Shooting brake. Acha, okay.
Shooting brakes the long
It's like the
Yeah,
E-State
the-
version,
yeah.
E63 AMG
Yeah.
E-State.
This one
Oh,
was
that doesn't look
the
bad.
F12 Berlinator.
No, this would like compete with like a FF.
FF,
I
yeah.
agree. Have you seen the Evoque?
It looks
Like
so
the two-seater Evoque?
The convertible?
The convertible.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like that. But Evoque is obviously much taller.
Yeah, that's true.
It looks a
No,
lot
but
like
I
that.
love that. I just
The
love
Zagato
this
looks
car.
very well. I was just afraid that because compared to the Vanquish, I thought if they have like a similar styling element, but even though it was Zagato, I thought even if they have a similar styling element, they would have killed the way the car looks.
Yeah.
They've got the whole new front grille thing, which is like black, but like when you have something black, you expect it to be all black, like the
Yeah.
Mercedes GLS,
Yeah.
or even the AMG GT series. Like some of them have the dots on the front grille,
Yeah.
and it's all dots or it's all lines, and they've kept it that way. But Aston Martin, they've gone all black. But like if you get close up to it, you can see the camera or the sensors, and it just doesn't look good. It just looks like bad designing.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest problem with the Vanquish. And apart from the launch car color, the fluorescent green,
Yeah.
that was a hideous color.
That
for a
was
car
a
like
hideous
that.
color.
They could have gone with silver.
Bad choice.
It was,
I was never a fan of the old Vanquish though. Like I never thought.
I was never a fan.
Like a lot of people.
The only Aston
Yeah,
Martin I
I-
liked was a DB series.
the DB series.
I
of
love
course.
the DBS.
DB.
That's the
DB11.
only car you'll end up buying.
Yeah.
The Vanquish or the DB. The
I
Vanquish
wouldn't
is
buy a
more-
DB11. I wouldn't buy a DB11.
I would buy a DB11. If I'm
You
rich, I
wouldn't?
buy a DB11.
No,
if
I
I'm
wouldn't
rich,
buy it.
I'd buy a DB11.
I'd buy. I don't know. I'm not fond of. I don't like the DB11's looks.
It's like short, compact. It's
I
like
agree.
very
It's very
agile,
small.
very precise.
But
buy-
I see they moved away from the DB being a Grand Tourer in that one, in the DB11 and the DB12. The one
Yeah.
the one they used in Bond. It was more of a racing car. It's something you
The
take down to the.
DB10, right?
Yeah, it's something
DB11 था वो.
DB11
DB10
and 10 in James Bond, DB11 in real life.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
It's almost similar, but like it's something you take down to the ring, not
No,
across France.
No,
or
I
something.
wouldn't. I wouldn't take down. If I had a DB11, I wouldn't take it down to the ring or
Because
something.
you know it disappoint.
What?
It's an Aston. It will not perform as well as its competitors on
It
the road.
wouldn't, yeah.
They're supposed to be looker cars like the
Yeah.
DBS, the DB9. They're fantastic looking cars.
If I had money to buy one Aston, it would be a black DB, like the one Salomondron had, the black DBS with the manual.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
tan
yeah, yeah.
interior. Oh my god.
The DBS with the man. I agree. Even Bond. I think Bond had that one as well.
Yeah, it was in silver though.
He
Yeah.
always uses silver one. He never takes black one.
He never
Always
takes
a
black.
silver.
Always a silver.
Bond.
Bond. Yeah, it's a silver. Because the headlights, right? They're glossy.
Oh.
They're glossy by standard, and then the gloss paint looks amazing on
Yeah,
that.
and I think so. Like one of the key factors of buying an Aston Martin is that I have fucking James Bond's car.
Yeah.
I
I think
want
that's
Sports car.
that's the elegance that it
and,
carries. That's why you
and
buy
the
an
best thing
Aston.
is that if they say which car do you own, you say Bond, James Bond,
No, it will be like Martin.
Yeah,
Aston
yeah,
Martin.
Aston Martin.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Right.
That's it's the name's good, and like I think the way the car looks, it carries that heavy
It does,
heritage
yeah.
with it.
It does.
True.
But
Absolutely.
not the DB11. It's
But
more
I think
agile.
so.
Yeah.
I think so. The DB11 looks a bit too much pretty.
I agree.
It looks way too much pretty.
And I think I know why it's that agile or it's that. It's the thing is right. Back in the good old days, racing used to be a way to prove that your car has high levels of endurance. It looks
Yeah.
it can take damage. It can go longer. It can go faster than everybody
True.
else. And I think that when like because then that's when the whole Grand Tourer segment also came in. Like,
Yeah.
the Grand Tourers, they have to look good. They have to be heavy and they have to be nice to drive. They don't have to be fast
It's
or
like
light.
a car that you would take from Berlin to England.
Yeah, anywhere in Europe. You
Yeah.
drive a Grand Tourer, but while you would race in a racing car, right?
True.
But I think that's where Aston Martin messed up. They heavily messed up. They tried
Yeah.
that with the Vantage S, from all the way from the early 2000s. I think James may complain about it a lot, like because
Yeah,
they focused more on the performance and not the design.
but the thing was, even if they focus on the performance, the car wouldn't perform.
Yeah,
And also, it was like way too. I mean, the interior was super luxurious, but like the suspension setup was so
the
bad.
comfort
that
was
it
trash,
wasn't
it was
comfortable.
terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So-
like they would try it. I mean, they were really good at making Grand Tourers, and then they tried to go do something else, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out. True.
But they just can't stick up with a particular like thing for if you're like as Casey and had said, you just can't stick to you cling on to a rope and then say you're
True.
the best there. You have
I
to
completely
leave and
agree.
swing on to the
Agree.
next to improve and get further, better. So
I
my
agree,
answer
but
would
the
be
last few
a lot
years,
of companies have done that. And
Exactly.
they've done that better. That's the only problem.
The thing is that these guys are pretty late for the competition and they had to keep up. So probably the next versions, couple of versions later, Aston Martin would just.
no, I think
be
so the
after
main
competition.
reason
Probably.
they've done that in like the before like 2010, like from 2000 to 2010, is because like more like their competitors, right? They were going more for like track usage,
Yeah.
like performance, and Aston wanted to still keep their like
Heritage.
Grand Tourer heritage
yeah.
or something, but still wanted to give the track performance, which didn't work out.
But that's what McLaren did, right?
I don't think you can.
Not the Grand Tourer heritage, but they, like you said, the change part. McLaren used to make cars which were like they were ridiculous. Like you'd die. They were like Britain's Lambo, right? They'd
True.
make ridiculously dangerous cars. But now the 720S, the Senna,
Mm.
right? You know these cars, they will perform.
Yeah.
And like the 720S.
Senna, I do not like. No,
Senna, really?
I
No.
didn't like the Senna.
Senna, the rear end is
The look,
Mm-mm.
it looks trash.
like
but
Vulcan. It looks like Vulcan.
It doesn't look like a
The
Vulcan.
rear.
The Vulcan looks
The
so
rear-
elegant.
the
rear-
Vulcan looks really good. I agree with that.
The rear part, the curve that comes out and the tail lamp stuff.
No,
It does.
I completely disagree. It doesn't look anything like a Vulcan. Not
But
even.
can we just talk about the Vulcan's engine? Two Ford like van
Yeah,
engines.
van
That's what
engines.
they've used.
Falcon, I think so.
Ford Falcons. Like it's ridiculous.
It's
Like,
like two-
that's the kind of
yeah.
thing Aston Martin should do, right? And not spend like money making the.
And I
Vanquish.
think so. That's what helped. You know, like Aston are now. They were about to go broke, and like
The Chinese firm bought them out.
yeah, bought them out. Yeah.
Oh,
I
I'm so
think
sorry.
that's-
The Vulcan's front end resembles the Senna's rear end.
I still don't think it.
Just come here. See, I'll show you. Why would I disagree with the fact? So look at the design language.
No, I still don't.
Okay.
But the front end does look very good.
Yeah,
This one looks very good.
It
Then I
does
don't see
look
Senna
very good.
should have messed up with the rear end. I'm not wrong. It messed up pretty
It's
bad.
it's a very long car, by the way.
It is a very long
very
car.
long.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it
I
has to be the rear
completely
end. Shouldn't have done that.
agree that the Senna would like
But
kill
like,
everything
do
on
you-
the track.
Yeah.
Absolutely annihilate everything. But still, you have to look good while doing it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. You can't look back. Like, I mean, moving on, I think McLaren's trying to pull off Pagani. Because with the Zonda, right, they said, okay, so we are making the Zonda tricolore and that's it. Then they made the Cinque, and then they made the F, then they made the, like, they came up with,
Etc., yeah.
they came up with like three cars for so long. And I think that like McLaren's doing the same, but it's just giving it different names. So there's the P1, then there was the
I
P1.
love the P1 though.
The P1 was the track.
P1 GTR.
The GTR, and now there's the Senna. The Senna was based off, I think.
It's based off this. I think so. The chassis is from P1.
But the engine's from 720S.
Yeah.
But that's still right. I mean, I don't know if they like. I understand that car companies do that much often. Like they'll use a similar element.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but I think the Senna has too much DNA from the P1 and not the 720S because it looks like I mean the body, right? The amount of exposure that they've given to the internal components is a lot like the P1. I think it should have been like the 720S because the 720S looks very
Yeah,
good.
and I think so. It's a very early stage to say that Senna is ugly because when the 720S came out, actually, I wasn't a fan of the 720S. I thought it was like, what have they done with the front end?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, ugh.
I agree.
So, but like after like in different colors,
Maybe,
right,
yeah, exactly.
it
So
starts
more people
looking
buy
better.
it.
It grows
Yeah,
on
yeah,
you. I don't know if this is going to
It's
be
all
with
a
the
matter
Senna.
of getting used to something.
Yeah.
As like it always is a game, you know. There are two things. Like you always start liking something for two reasons. Either you pick up and like, wow, beauty, we love it. Second thing is that, not so good. But I may start liking it. At the end, you start liking it, but it's all a matter of how you like it at the beginning. You know how it impresses
So
you.
Okay, tell me one thing. You know the Project One and the Valkyrie, right? Do you think the Senna competes with them or the BP23 will?
I honestly don't know enough about the BP23. I know the Senna is a hardcore performance, but I don't know the specs. But I think
so. What they've done with
the
the Senna
I don't think
is
the
like
AMG is supposed to compete with the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie might the AMG and the Senna might compete, and the Valkyrie and the
I
BP23.
disagree. I think the
Really,
Senna is like okay. Now, I'll tell you like something that like I can categorize them up like the 720. Okay, not the 720. Like a Huracan supercar, 720s hypercar levels of performance in a supercar.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about the Aventador. A 918 hypercar. And like the Senna is like I don't know where it fits in all of this. I just seriously don't.
I think it's track based, but it follows regulation.
Yeah.
I think that's what they've done with the Senna.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge fan of that. Like they might as well have done something like the FXXK program or
True,
Corsa
true.
Cliente, right? They could
Yeah,
have done
like
something like that.
only like the
The
Vulcan
track-
basically.
The Vulcan,
Yeah.
I think the Valkyrie is also like that.
No,
the
Valkyrie
Valkyrie
is
is
road legal, yeah.
But the Valkyrie
Really?
looks very good.
Yeah, the Valkyrie is road legal. And like I personally think that the Valkyrie and the AMG Project One go like head to head, because both of them have F1 derived technology. Both of like they don't have.
Oh, the
same-
Valkyrie uses Red Bull. Oh yeah, that changes a lot of things. I agree.
Yeah,
I
and
think,
like even the BB23, right? It's going to be heavily based on F1. I personally think it will. Even like the fourth, like
what the losing McLaren team from F1.
that's
They
because of
better not
Honda.
use the Honda engine.
They-
That's all
yeah,
I'm saying. They
if
better
they
not use the Honda
engine. They're completely fucked. But
I
yeah,
mean,
I think so.
It's pretty stupid if McLaren uses someone else's engine, and even if they go
They
with
have
it like
such good engines.
yeah. So
They have
it'd be
damn
stupid
nice
to like use
Yeah.
a different engine in general. If they use Honda engines, it's
Yeah,
just
I just
mad.
got something in my mind. I'm so sorry to divert on this topic. It's not about the Senna or the Valkyrie. It's all about the BM. Again, just a thing. If any of you is watching right now, and what do you feel if you're a BM fan, or if you know about the BMs, or if you know about the drifting cars? Comment below that. Like for so long, for all these years, BM has been a rear wheel car, and that's why they were like the best at drifting. Now 2018, the M5 has introduced with the 4-wheel drive with it as like the best drift option they can provide. So do you really think that a 4-wheel like sports car could really drift so well as a 2-wheel?
They did it in
rear
two-wheel drive mode. That doesn't.
No, they didn't.
Wait, is the 720S 4-wheel drive?
It's really good. And that's what makes McLaren so appealing to me. Is that I mean, if you say looks, I wouldn't pick McLaren, but like the design philosophy and like the technology that goes into the car is just amazing. Do you know that the McLaren doesn't have an open slip, limited slip differential, but it's still what?
That's pretty cool.
That-
Yeah.
and it goes from 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. And like you know what a differential does, right? It controls the power
Yeah.
going to the back wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have that, and it has like 710 horsepower. that's that's a huge achievement for them.
I agree, but I think moving back to drifting, right? The 720S, it has like a drift control thing on
Yeah,
it.
it does. It does.
So
Variable drift
I think the
control.
M5 should also have that then. If it's four-wheel drive.
The M5.
The
see,
M, I really don't know how
the
did it.
M5 has. It doesn't have a variable drift control. It has a stability control.
Oh, yeah,
So you can adjust
it's the other
level
way
of-
around.
Yeah. So it's basically that if you want to have like a good slide, you put into two-wheel drive mode and you like adjust the stability control to your
minimum
will.
or something.
Yeah, and then like if you like drift it, it won't go out of too much angle and it'll come back. It's basically like that. Or you can, I think so. It also has a mode called four-wheel drive M Sport. So it's basically like 10%.
Oh, M plus, M sport, so like the whole M.
Yeah. That's the most annoying thing for M car. Like M, everywhere. Like fuck off, man.
We get it. Like everything has an M. Like the side of the car has an M. The door, like the door panel has an M. The seats have an M. The steering wheel has an M.
But I think so.
Fender has an M.
Yeah.
But I think so. Everything has changed for M like since the X6 launch. Like when you thought about M, you would think about like a rear-wheel drive, super twitchy, tail-happy drifting machine. And like after the X6M or like the X5M, everything was like all-wheel drive and shit. I was like, that
Yeah,
doesn't
I was
make
about to
sense.
bring it up. Like, what do you think
Yeah.
of the SUV M's?
I don't like it. I seriously, I wouldn't go for it.
I mean, I think they should have done something else. Like, I get that Mercedes calls their SUVs by, GLS AMGs. Like, I know there's not, but even if there is, it's going to be GLS AMG or GLC AMG. It sounds okay, but I think like the M has been introduced as a different car and not
I think
really
so.
components.
Like when you think about AMG, right? You don't particularly think about their motorsport heritage.
Yeah.
When you think about M, it's like their motorsport, like the M1,
M3,
M3.
E96 M3, like
Oh
those are the
my-
cars that come into your mind.
Yeah.
And you don't want to see that on an SUV.
Yeah, you don't want. Yeah.
I think I agree, like, because they could have come up with something else, maybe not sedan to start with, like a performance X5, just call it something like that.
Yeah.
But
True.
not a huge
X5.
And even like the thing that they sell M Sport packages for like 330i's and
Yeah.
shit. That's super annoying. Like,
Why would you do that?
Why
'Cause
would you do
just,
that?
You're just depreciating your own thing.
yeah,
This
it's true.
for maybe I don't know for the rest of the world, but I know for a fact that if in India, right, there's no point buying a car which is over 200 or 300 horsepower. You just won't use it anywhere.
True.
Even if you're on the highway, you won't
Completely
need to.
honest.
Because if
Sometimes
you're
what
smart,
happens,
yeah, if you're smart, right, there's no guarantee that the other person's smart as well.
The
So
Absolutely.
that's the problem.
the only thing about buying cars is that if you're rich, you like to show off. Not really show off, but it's like a pride to own
Yeah,
some
you-
cars. You use it or not. Some people like to own a Rolls Royce. We've seen a Rolls Royce in the apartment there.
True.
It is like just covered up with
I think so.
cloth,
In
and
India,
that's
if you're buying like a super expensive car, it's just like
a matter of pride.
status quo.
You know what? I know.
Wait, let's not digress. But the X5 thing, right? The X SUV.
Like we started from the Vanquish shooting rig Zagato to like something about politics and shit. Like, okay.
Yeah, but no. I think you.
Okay,
when
wait.
BMW
We have stopped
sells-
recording.
Fuck. Abhi hua na?
We just
So, we won't take the normal 5 series, but we like to take the 5 series with the M package. So that's we like to have the M branding everywhere. We like to show off a bit.
And I
That's
think
what-
that this is only with BMWs. I've never seen like a guy with like a C class and like he's scrapped like the whatever 220D
And then
with like a
C-class
63 and an
AMG.
AMG. I've never
Yeah,
seen that.
no,
I don't think they
in
do that.
India, In India, people rather do that, like show off with the M. They like to show off कि मेरे पास M है
True.
भाई.
I completely
But
agree.
in abroad, like when I was in US and I asked a few BMW owners, the guy had 2 BMs, alright? Both BMs were pearl white, both were 5 series, and I was like, why this guy like buy like both 5
Yeah,
series
two of the
pearl
same
white?
cars,
Why
right?
did he do that? And he was like, okay, let's go for a drive. And he said, okay. So like he and his brother, I sat in one of his cars, and he was like, alright, so the interiors were all same, no branding of M whatsoever. And he was like, okay, let's go on the highway. And he's like, okay, like we like 40 miles per hour, 45, 50, and we're like parallel going around. And he's like, okay, so we're like gonna have 3, 2, 1. But this guy, the car which I'm sitting in was like, and that guy was like, he just went off.
What was that thing? like,
It's
I
like-
think so both cars were fast.
No. It's like
Yeah, exactly.
like that's the face. That's the face. The face. Like,
Let
okay.
the sound effects be for like the people who do this.
Achha. Okay.
Let's not- let's not
It was
add
pretty
this.
slow. Yeah. And the
Because
one
slow.
which
The one
I
which you
saw
were was slow.
was like, yeah, and the one which I saw on purpose do that because they want to challenge those guys people on the roads. On purpose there are some that because they want to challenge people on the roads. So there are some fools on the pink slip. What that guy said was like, after race from here to there, like, okay, race from here to there, and the guy on the other road is in the like it's a normal 5 series, and I got a full pumped up version of the normal 5 series also. So like that's how people do there. They don't want to show their
We're talking about street
That's how people do there. They don't want to show their. That's what
We're
I
talking about street racing. Have you guys watched the video with this girl on a Hayabusa? Like there's a dog challenge. Shit out of a challenge. 80 like there's a dog challenge on the highway. And there's a girl 80 miles an hour on the highway. And there's a girl and then they catch up to her and then like both of them start a race. And then they catch up to her and then like both of them start a race. 3 seconds she can't steal her bicycles. Like in 3 seconds you can't steal her bicycle. You should see that video. It kind of like sets things in
Have you
motion.
seen that the race between the Sesto Elemento and the LaFerrari?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
charge गया मेरा.
हम लोग क्या बात करते हैं ये खत्म ही हो जाता है.
Yeah, I think so. We should end it now because we're running out of battery, memory, everything. So
Patience as well.
Yeah.
patience as well. So I think so. This is the end of the podcast. Thank you for watching the Fuel Up podcast number 2. We hope to make this podcast at least weekly. Let's try to make it weekly because we promised them like
It's gone. It's gone. It's gone again.
Okay, so so we'll try to make.
चलता है कि तेरे बहुत खुशहाली मारेंगे हम लोग.
So we'll try to make a podcast every week. We'll put up stories on Instagram saying what you want to have as a topic in the podcast. Okay, so thank you so much for watching.
Peace.
Saraf, Vignesh and Viraj. Bye-bye.
Follow me on YouTube, the Nomadic Blogger.
Yeah, everyone's link of Instagram, YouTube, whatever is in the
Yeah,
description.
please
Bye-bye.
The last part and record.